Well, Alan, it is time. Wicked is here. We've got the early review. It's opening to fan screenings today and opens this weekend. It is based on the stage play of the same name, which is loosely based on the book that is a prequel of sorts to the original Wizard of Oz. It takes place both before and concurrently with the story from the Wizard of Oz, giving you new insight into what made the Wicked Witch of the West wicked. Alan, tell us about Wicked.
Tell us the story of Wicked. So if you're familiar with the play, it's basically the first act of the play. But as you say, this is the origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West. She was born an illegitimate child, hated by her father. She has a half-sister who goes on to the prestigious Shiz University. And the father asks Elphaba here to guard her sister, make sure she has a good time, because she's in a wheelchair. And we figure out why later on. So everybody there, all the diverse students of Shiz can't stand the fact that they have to go to school with a green witch. And they treat her badly because she is green. But we soon learn that she has magical powers, which draws the attention of Ms. or Professor Myrtle, something like that, played by Michelle Yeoh, who says finally someone with real witch powers, and takes her under her wings to develop the witch powers. Meanwhile, Elphaba is forced to is encouraged to attend Shiz, and her roommate is Glinda from Wizard of Oz, and she is a conceited wannabe wizard, and the two of them develop a friendship, and the movie is about that friendship and how it deals with a lot, but ultimately, I don't know if I should give away the ending, but we all kind of know the prejudice just builds, and it causes Elphaba to unleash to receive her full witchly powers.
This is Elphaba's journey to becoming wicked.
Right.
We see what motivated her, what drove her, and it really deals with the rise of fascism. Now, before people freak out about the themes in this is a decades-old play. So Elphaba's sister being in a wheelchair.
25 years old.
What's that?
It's 25 years old almost.
Yeah, so it's Elphaba's sister being in a wheelchair. That's from the play, and it ties into the story. Elphaba's origins are part of it. The rise in fascism, which deals with the animals, whether animals who can speak should be a part of the university. And who is the professor? It's played by Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, yeah.
Plays the professor, a goat. He's a goat, basically.
Yes.
Professor Dillamond. And I gotta put my biases right out there first. I love the stage play based on my love of the original Wizard of Oz, because what Wicked does, it respects the source material, the Frank L. Baum source material, and the Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland. It literally is a story that is a prequel and then runs concurrently. Once you get into the events of the second film, it kind of runs parallel to what's happening in the Wizard of Oz, and even goes beyond. Won't get into that so much today, but you gotta know it's a musical.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I'll say the other part is the trope of the villain being humanized, not really being the villain. This is the first show to actually tell that story. So
yeah,
it's not a trope because it did it first.
And it did it very well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are trying to put some political, is this in view of the election? Is this a comment on Trump? It isn't. The play was
25 years ago.
25 years ago. The movie was well into production before the election. And if anything, if you want to read something into it, you know what really is? Elphaba as the witch is Trump.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And the wizard is Biden, because the thing that unites people is a good villain. So they make Elphaba into being evil. They convince the public through propaganda that this person, Elphaba, is an evil witch, but Elphaba is not. Elphaba has really like virtuous ideals that
Yeah.
she
She's
espouses.
standing up for the animals.
She's standing up for the animals. And I'll say this, I loved it. I don't care, unabashedly. I've seen the play 4 times. I loved it with a caveat. I didn't love it as much as you. I give it an 8 out of 10. I know you gave it 8.5 on the website. When it's very gay. I'll say this. However, I'll say, I want to put a pin in that. Let me explain how. It's about female friendship. It's about Elphaba and Galinda. They hate each other. They're friends. It's about their friendship being tested in light of the political environment that they find themselves in. It's a beautiful story of female friendship. There's nothing gay about it between the leads. There's even, you don't see it that often, sexual romance is in the film. There are several romances blossoming.
Oh, and by the way, with the same guy too.
Yes, so there's a trio with, is it what, Fierro?
Not a trio. It's
love triangle.
Yeah, love triangle.
Love triangle, and then Elphaba's sister finds love with a munchkin, and it's heterosexual love. When do you see that in a movie? Now, having said all of that, this is in the backdrop of the students from Shiz University that are very diverse. I mean, very diverse, not just, ethically, but, gay, drag queen, straight, whatever. And there's you see guys in skirts. You see Bowen Yang plays I think they never come out and say they're gay or trans or whatever.
Well, he's gay. He's definitely gay in the movie.
He's definitely gay, but he could be trans. He literally does. There's an image of Bowen Yang, and I'll share it. So the Shiz students are wearing skirts, pants, and then they have this half skirt.
Well, yeah, I would say it's like a half kilt or something like that. I think
it's like a half kilt.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that they gender swapped for Bowen Yang to be in it, and quite frankly, I love the fact that Bowen Yang is in this movie. So
yeah, he literally does. I'll just actually show it to you. He literally has the half skirt that you see on bathrooms. I'm gonna take this off for a sec. I'm gonna present to you what I have here. This is how Bowen Yang is dressed, and not just him. Other characters have half skirt, which that is the transgender bathroom icon.
Yeah, but he's not trans in the way. He's definitely gay.
They never come out and say what he is, and it really doesn't matter.
He's definitely,
all I'm saying is all the gayness of the film is in the background of the movie. If you're paying attention, it may bother you. If you don't care, and I'll say this, it's kind of consistent with the play. I mean, the denizens of Oz are very diverse. That's from the play.
Yeah.
So I'll just say it kind of is a little annoying. After a while, there was a drag queen, and then you see when Fierro comes, he's the love interest. They're both men and women are going, ooh, Fierro, ooh, Fierro. So it's this movie is gay, and if you're looking for it,
candy for everybody.
It's all I can say is it's very gay, and if you're looking for it, it is really gay. Yep. If you kind of ignore it, it's a beautiful story. And let me tell you why I respond to this play. As much as I think the prequels have aged well, the Star Wars prequels, I'm tying this in directly to Star Wars, Alan. It's a great story about two friends and how through their journey end up becoming enemies. And I wanted the story of the fall of Anakin Skywalker I wanted that story to be this epic, beautiful story of two friends, Obi-Wan and Anakin. And I feel the story is pretty weak. And I'll tell you why. What is the exact reason Anakin turns to the dark side? And I've done panels at Comic-Con where I ask this question. No one can give one answer. I get like 5 answers. Because you wanted to save uh uh Padme from death. He didn't
His
get a
mother. He wanted to save his
promotion.
mother. Too,
He
yeah.
didn't get a promotion to be Jedi Man. There's a million reasons. It's not definitive. In this, we really see definitively what drove Alphaba to become so-called evil. Is she evil? So I'm watching Wicked, the play. I remember when I first saw it, I'm like, God, if the story of the fall of Anakin was like this, of Anakin's turn to Darth Vader was told in the way this story was told, we'd be talking about it forever as one of the great stories of all time. So I see it through the lens of this is the story of the prequels as it could have been. So that's why I respond to it. The stuff about, hey, if you see Broadway plays, they're all some level of gay and who cares? And I've never been bothered by that stuff. I actually don't care. I mean, one of my favorite filmmakers, indie filmmakers, is gay, John Waters. I love John Waters movies, you know? So I don't think it's pushing any agenda per se, but if you're looking for it, you're gonna see it.
Yeah. Well, let's just say they're not
So, Alan,
injecting.
what are your thoughts? So, I
Yeah.
really loved it. I'm
Yeah.
going to see it again. I'm
Yeah.
not going to see Gladiator 2 again, but I'm seeing Wicked again. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And the message is there if you're looking for it, but it's not all about a message.
Yeah, I really loved Wicked here. I'll say this: the fear was it's not that there's an agenda in the film, but the implication we got based on the press tour was that they're injecting a political agenda into the movie, and thankfully they didn't do that.
Right.
In fact, my advice to Universal is to shut down the press tour, just stop it, let the movie speak for itself, because it will do well this weekend. It will be the Barbie of this year.
Yes, it will.
Okay,
It will,
so
100%.
Okay, so like you, I'm a big fan of the play. I've seen it 3 times, so you're up on me on that one. This movie is longer than the play, which I like because a lot of times when you adapt a movie based on a musical, it's shorter. It's an hour and a half, and you cut out a bunch of songs. This one, they keep all the songs, and then they add backstory. And I will say this: there's probably about 45 minutes of extra material in this. I would say they could have cut that in half.
Yeah, I agree.
But what it did was there was a lot of things that they did that they added that just added to the emotional story of this. For example, so there's a Munchkin, a Buck, who loves Alphaba's sister, Nessa Rose, but he's actually in love with Galinda, and then Galinda manipulates him. That scene is played out so much better in the movie than in the play, because you feel right away the implication of this betrayal that's about to happen. The story between, we talk about the animals and the humans. The animals, it's the kind of animals should be seen, not heard. So slowly animals are starting to lose the ability to talk and lose the ability. That story, especially with Peter Dinklage, that story is so well told in this movie, far better than it is in the play.
Yep.
So, in terms of story, the other thing I'll say is if you are not a fan of musicals, you will hate this movie. I'll tell you right now, if you don't like musicals, forget it. Don't even bother, because it does everything musicals do. Oh, they're going to break out into a song. Yes, they do. Oh, a big dance number. Yes, there is. I will say that weirdly enough, there are songs in Wicked that I don't really care for. And then there are songs that everybody
or as I call those songs, I'm going to the bathroom, I'll be right back.
Right. I will say that
great moments.
Yeah.
Look, I like.
Hold on, no, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry.
I will say that this movie treated those songs that I didn't like much better. Mm-hmm. And weirdly enough, the songs that I really love didn't come off as spectacular as it should have. Dancing Through Life, it takes place in this library. It felt very mediocre. and it didn't really pick up until it got to the Ozda's ballroom. The opening number, One Short Day, it's this grand number, but I can tell you that after when that number ended and you're on this big note, no one reacted to anything in my audience, and this is critics. I will say that there is a connection, a new part in this movie that's connected with the Broadway play, and when that moment happened, everybody in our theater lost their shit.
Yeah, it's same in my theater. They went insane.
They went insane for it.
It was great.
And, you know, this is weird because I was going. This is my reaction. Oh my god! Yeah. And then I'll lastly say that Defying Gravity. To me, if this movie couldn't nail Defying Gravity, the experiment was done. They treated it in a different way, and I was getting worried about it until the final ending, that final high note. And they did something I didn't expect them to do, and they just nailed it. I will say that, you know, the big, with my daughter, she didn't want to see the movie because she wants to see the play first. I think this movie does justice to the play, to the point where you could watch this and you can go to the play and have two very different experiences. The one criticism I have of films like this is that sometimes there's an intimacy you get on a stage with the actors and the songs that do not translate to film. Into the Woods suffered from that. Into the Woods is a bad movie because it couldn't capture that theatrical experience. This one, I think John M. Chu, the director, knew that, and he did things to he didn't make it feel personal like on stage, but he did things to get you as close as you could, and that was a lot of the extra story. So I will say that I really like this movie. I will see it again, and I think it's going to be it's going to do the overwhelming box office this weekend and for Thanksgiving as well.
And I think it'll be one of the biggest movies of the year. And I think not just box office, this will get technical awards, acting nominations.
This is a shoe-in at the Oscars.
Shoe-in. And Ariana Grande, she did a really good job. I mean, got to give her credit. And the actress who played Elphaba, she might be annoying in all the press for the film, but Cynthia Erivo, she's also very good.
She's good. She's not as good.
She isn't as good as the other Elphabas, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, but she doesn't ruin the movie.
Yeah. And that's why I say you've got to stop this press tour. Stop letting them talk.
The press tour is not helping the film.
Yeah.
It's not. The movie is, and I will say this, it's way better than the trailer. Way better than the trailer. So I recommend it. I give it an 8 out of 10. Alan?
I gave it 8.5 out of 10.